All right, what is going on, guys? Okay, it is time. That's it. No more previews, no more warm-ups, no more shakedowns, no more nothing. It is time to put time on the clock. Kind of. So today's episode is just a really quick recap. It's really not a full-on stage. We are talking about the prologue at the 2025 Dakar Rally. And so prologue, if you guys didn't tune in on the previous episodes, quick recap on that. Prologue is qualifying. When it comes to rally racing, some of these bigger events, big entry numbers, you got to figure out who's going to start where. Starting out front is generally seen as a disadvantage, unlike on typical racing, like if we follow Formula One or any of the other circle track stuff, the pole position, right? Pole position is a good thing, generally. But in the sport of rally, it actually is not. The further back you are in the pack, the more tracks in front of you that you have to follow. It takes the pressure off having to navigate. If there's a tricky note in the road book, you've got other people that have gone through, and then you can follow those tracks and kind of go through the law of averages. You see way more tracks headed that way. It may not be right, but maybe that's generally speaking the way to go, especially when you've got fast guys in the field, the Rally GP guys out front, laying down tracks. These are seasoned veterans. These guys know road books. They've run thousands of kilometers of road books. I mean, you do one Dakar and you're going to do 1,000 kilometers plus of road books. So more like 7,000 to 8,000. Then add a few of those in. Anyway, prologue is done, meaning the guys have gone out on the short 29 kilometer loop, put down their time, and now the starting orders are going to start being fed out to the public. So we'll be following along and providing those a little bit later on tonight when we do the stage preview for stage number 1, which is going to be coming in tonight. If you're here on the West Coast, right now it is currently 4:19 p.m. in Saudi. They are going to get ready to end their day, go to sleep, and when we get home tonight from work here on the West Coast, we're going to be looking at the stage preview. So these guys are going to be waking up, getting ready, doing their stretches, all of their morning routine, and then time to put the first day on the clock for the 2025 Dakar Rally. So let's get to the results. We'll get through this really quickly. Thankfully, with the shorter stage, we were able to get both the cars and the bikes in the same one. So taking a look here, running the Dakar app on the iPad here, give us a little bit more information. So again, short stage for this one. Daniel Sanders is going to be laying down the fastest time on the Red Bull KTM team. 16 minutes, 51 seconds, and 7/10. So very fast 29 kilometers, as you can see. And not only that, but we can also tell that by the splits on this. Ross Branch on the Hero Motorsports team, looking at 12 seconds back in the number 2 spot. Canet on the Red Bull KTM factory team running 12 seconds. So dead even with Ross Branch. So top 3, 12 seconds apart. How crazy is that? Moving down to the number 4, the winner from the U.S., Ricky Brabeck, finishing up 18 seconds back. He's on the Monster Energy Honda team. Tasha Shirey in the number 5 spot, finishing 25 seconds back. Monster Energy Honda as well for him. Pablo Quintanilla also finishing in the number 6 spot, 27 seconds back. So all the Honda guys running a good pace, roughly about 14 seconds separating the top 3 Honda riders in the prologue. Then you've got Luciano Benavides. He is Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, going to be 40 seconds back in the number 7 spot. Van Beveren, another one of the Honda guys. Monster Energy Honda, 41 seconds back. Darty in the number 9 spot. He is on the BAS World KTM Racing team, going to be 47 seconds back. And then our guy from Utah, Skylar Howes. Skylar Howes routing out the number 10 spot. Monster Energy Honda finishing 52 seconds. Guys, we're talking 10 guys, 10 racers all out for it in less than 1 minute. But the clock will reset. So none of these times will carry over into, none of the times as the messages start pouring in, none of these times are going to carry over into the actual stage times. If they are not doing it, they have done in the past where they will do like multipliers. They'll do some stuff. I haven't heard of that yet. So we'll keep it simple. We're going to assume this time around that they're not going to put those in. But if they do, there's going to be some stuff that they do to try and get rid of that Dakar swing. Some multiplier stage times. They've done some stuff in the past where they will multiply the time by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, and then add that time to the prologue or to the total time for it. So a little confusing on that one. It's sometimes not very, very clear, but we'll find out more about that. If they are going to do that, I will let you guys know tonight on tonight's episode. So definitely want to stick around for that. From there, let's go over to the number 11 spot. We've got Bueller on the Hero Motorsports team. Teammate to Ross Branch. He's 1 minute flat back. He's in the number 11 spot. Michek and the Orion Moto Racing Group finishing 101 back. Bradley Cox, BAS World KTM Racing Team. So interesting enough, I thought Bradley was going to get his ride with KTM this year, but it looks like they went with Canet instead. So from Spain. So very interesting rookie tag for Canet on this in the number 3 spot, which is, I guess that's a impressive showing for your first time out, right? At least for the Dakar side of things. So I'm sure he's ran other rally raids. Mason Klein finishing 14th on the Cove factory racing bike, finishing 1 minute and 4 seconds back. So that's nothing. 1 minute, 4 seconds back is nothing. Not much time at all, especially in the sport of rally. Very, very easy. You can make that up in a single waypoint. So you need big gaps on here if you want to feel safe about what your position is. And that's just, it is how it is. We've seen it multiple times across the years that they're going into the last stage under a minute apart with mass starts, inverted starts, all sorts of different things. It's not over until literally the last stage, and it can all go away. So very, very treacherous, again, with an average of 399 miles that these guys are going to be racing per day. Obviously, some days shorter, some days longer, but that is a lot of miles, and it is very, very easy to give, gain, lose, or stay the same as far as the time goes. So let's finish this up here. We'll get you guys down the road, and we'll be getting ready for tonight's episode here. Let's see here. Gonsalves, Tobias Ebster, 16th. Santolino, 15th on the Sherco. Tobias Ebster in 16th on the BAS World KTM Racing Team. Gonsalves on the Sherco Rally Factory Team, finishing 17th. Then we've got Stefan Svitko, the Slalom Rally Team, 18th. Jacob Argybright in the number 19 spot. RS Moto Honda Rally Team. Now, 1 minute and 30 seconds. That's, again, we're talking about, I mean, we're splitting hairs here. We'll see how it's going to carry over. But we know the talk of the town, right? Honda has officially announced the CRF 450 RX Rally. So I am very, very curious to see one of those bikes in person. Unfortunately, I can't be at the Dakar to see Jacob Argybright racing one of these. So Jacob's been working with them on getting this bike proven, testing, doing all sorts of stuff. He has participated in different rallies with a similar kit to this, and in the revisions that have come to what we are now going to be seeing participating at the 2025 Dakar as his ride. So Honda saying they're going to make these publicly available, looking about next year sometime, with the price tag rumored to be around $26,000 for the bike. But very awesome to see. I've seen what Honda is capable of. I have seen a bike up close and personal, one of the very, very first generation rally bikes that Honda produced when headed back into the Dakar Rally with the Dakar Bomber, piloted by Gnarly Dave at Baja Rally, and then also out in the high desert making road books to help the guys train as well from the HRC side of things. So very awesome to see that bike, all the little trick things that can go into it. And not only that, but when you think about Honda building a bike, they get to cherry pick stuff. So I think I've already spotted that they're using the work suspension on it, obviously. So all the coatings, all the fancy stuff on it, very, very nice. Kropovich exhaust. Very well thought out, very well put together, clear tanks. I mean, these guys obviously know what they're doing. They nailed it right from the get-go. So I'm looking forward to seeing more about that bike here in the near future, maybe get some more snapshots for you and all that. Maybe we'll do a quick review on that as the information divulges a little bit or comes out. So that is where we are at right now. Jacob Argybright finishing 19th, going to run on down the list. Kevin Benavidez in the number 24 spot. Let's take another look here. Niels Therick, the other Cove factory racing bike, in 31st. Here we go. Nacho Cornejo in the number 36 spot. So again, these times and these finishing positions, you know, like for instance, Nacho, if they're going 36 deep, he's going to be the 36th to start. He's got a lot of tracks in front of him for stage number 1. And then you get into further down the road, you're going to get into stage number 2, the 48-hour chrono stage. So that is also going to put some interesting stuff right up front. So if you guys heard the interview with Mason Klein that we did just the other day, talking about how that chrono stage is so long, and it is an opportunity, especially if starting further back, for you to make up some time, especially having 2 days worth, not having to basically reset the clock halfway through the stage. Very interesting. We'll talk more about that. We'll do something separate just specifically on the chrono stage as that hits. Again, that's going to be stage number 2 at the 2025 Dakar Rally. So definitely want to stay tuned for that one. All right, let's run on down here. We are looking for, let's see, Willem Avenant, one of our own with the Decoding Dakar. Saw it this morning. He was a little bit further back, right around the 120th position. I mean, there's a ton of bikes at the Dakar. So, but that is typical. It is not an easy feat to get into the Dakar, especially when you're racing a bike. So hats off to Willem for making that lifelong dream happen. There he is, 124, only finishing 9 minutes back. 9 minutes difference between him and the top guy. Again, that is nothing. In Baja Rally, based on penalties, all you have to do is open a waypoint, and that lead is gone. So very, very interesting how this plays out. We'll see a little bit more here as the day progresses. But anyway, that right now is our moto side of things. Let's hop on over to the SSV guys. This is the UTV class. Brock Hager and Max Eddy laying down the time with 17 minutes and 40 seconds. So they are officially your prologue stage winners, I guess you could say. Gonzalez Ferrioli on the number 2 spot, Xavier de Sautré in the number 3 spot. And let's just quick heritage thing. Sebastian Loeb Racing, no stranger to the Dakar Rally, no stranger to putting a car together. And don't you even dare put this guy in a rally car on a asphalt gravel stage. You will never see him again. This guy is absolutely fast. He is an absolute animal behind the wheel, and it is really awesome to see he's now got his own Dakar effort, his own Dakar team that he's doing with and not driving on the SSV side of it. So very awesome to see that. Sarah Price laying down a number 4 on the Can-Am factory team, 25 seconds back. Very, very nice. Very impressive. I mean, Rutro, right? We've got 2 American teams that have been training here out at Sonora Rally, have had experience with none other than Darren Skilton, one of the creator and organizers of the Sonora Rally here in North America. Very, very epic thing. Again, Darren, no stranger to being behind the wheel, no stranger to being at the Dakar, understands it. The event has even made it to a road to Dakar, where they will help fast track and give away an entry into the Dakar Rally. So very, very awesome. Darren obviously has a great relationship with the ASO, who I had the chance to work with them a couple of years ago when it was a round of the World Rally Raid Championship. So very, very awesome to see. Very awesome to see the workings of the ASO when it comes to an event and what they're doing. So let's continue on down. We got to get through this episode and we got to get going because, well, this isn't the 9 to 5 yet. So, all right, let's take a look here. We're going to keep on going down. We've got a lot of guys here. South Racing making up a pretty big contingent here. I'd be interesting to hear how many cars they actually have at this event. I've heard rumors of 1 to 2 year waiting list just to get in, even if you could sign a check for it today. So let's see here. Moving on down the line, looking for some more notables on here. Let's see. No, well, the one I want to know about, what is going on in the T1 Plus categories? Let's see here. We have got, all right, in the car side of things, in the Toyota Gazoo Racing, number 211, Latkin, finishing up with a 15:28.6. Looks like posting a faster time than the bikes on the Prologue. Ekstrom in the number 2 spot on the Ford M Sport. Then you've got Nasser Al-Attiyah, absolutely no stranger to the Dakar, finishing 3rd, 20 seconds back. The Dacia Sand Riders entry there. And then Bukiesic in the number 4 spot, Overdrive Racing, Ferreira in the number 5 spot, X-Raid Mini, John Cooper Works team. Let's take a look here. Sebastian Loeb, also a teammate to Nasser Al-Attiyah, running the Dacia Sand Riders number 219 car. He finished up 7th, 33 seconds back. Then let's take a look. Nanny Roma, another not stranger, absolutely not Dakar rookie, finishing up 9th. Let's move on down. Toby Price, that was the big move. You've got 2 bike guys in a car. I want to know who wins if there's a dispute over the note and what that means in the interpretation of it. Does Toby win or does Sam win? So both have won the Dakar Rally. So Overdrive Racing, number 231, Toby Price and Sam Sunderland finishing up 12th, 44 seconds back. So really good starting position. Not too far down the pack, but he's going to have some definite fast guy tracks to follow. Not too worried about following tracks because obviously Toby and Sam Sunderland both very, very capable navigators. So I'm sure it'll be a good ride for these guys. So let's take a look here as we continue to go down. Nanny Roma, Toby Price, Sam Sunderland, Seth Quintero, Toyota Gazoo Racing. Seth Quintero racing UTVs just not that long ago. And here we are at the Dakar running the equivalent of the trophy trucks for Baja Racing. Very well done. So Seth Quintero finishing up 15th. Toyota Gazoo Racing in the number 204 car. 50 seconds back. Again, I mean, you could throw a blanket over these guys just 1 minute apart. So very awesome to see that one there. Mitch Guthrie and Kellen Walsh in the Ford M Sport car, 19th back, 107. So, or 19th spot, 107 back. So very well done there. And again, in a very competitive class. I mean, all of these guys are very, very fast. No slouches. These trucks are absolutely fast. I don't know if you could classify them all as trucks, but Carlos Sainz, again, another guy in a rally car you don't want to mess with. Carlos Sainz Jr., Formula One driver, different disciplines. I believe even done 24 Hours Le Mans and a few different races as well. Carlos Sainz, no stranger to sending a car, finishing up 25th, 1 minute and 14 seconds back. So very well done there. He's also in the Ford M Sport side of things. So Ford putting a lot of effort into this year's Dakar Rally in the vehicle entries. Let's take a look here. Going on down a little bit further, see who else we've got on the list. Very well done. So that's pretty much our guys here. So SSV, we've got the cars, we've got the bikes all done, original by Motul. So I'll take a quick second on that one. Let's just see who we've got on here. Manuel Lucchesi, 10th on the Team Rebel X. If you guys are not familiar with Rebel X, they make a bunch of rad motorcycle builds, motorcycle products, fairings, things like that. So very well-known brand. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely want to check it out. But it's good to see him actually out at the Dakar Rally, getting some road books in. No stranger to building a bike, so very, very capable as a mechanic. This suits him very well. And then again, hey, road book racing in Europe is a thing. Not as popular as it is here, but over there it is. So he should feel right at home on this one. Let's take a look here. We've gone through the list. Not bad. We got 25 entries for the original by Motul category. So again, these guys are I don't know. What did I say? The real ones, the real competitor. I don't know. This goes all the way back. Original by Motuls. This goes all the way back to the Malimoto category, formerly known as Malimoto. Now it's the Originals by Motul category. Either way, it's kind of the same, as they are living out of two boxes. They have the ASO transport their stuff around. They've got a certain set of rules. They are their team. They don't have a physio coach. They don't have a mechanic. They don't have anything really assisting them. This is a tip of the hat going back to the Dakar Rally of old. So very awesome to see this. This year, they did introduce something new where they are no longer allowed to farm out getting their tires done. So one of the biggest pain we all know, mounting mooses, especially when you do a moose for some of these rally bikes, generally speaking, you're running an oversized moose on it because you need it to last the day. That way there's a little less friction, which makes it that much more of a pain in the butt to get it done. So these guys are now having to do their own throughout the rally. So very interesting. And also, if you haven't checked it out, there was a question on the YouTube channel about, well, how many tires do these guys get? So check out the YouTube shorts. You'll see what the answer is to that one and some of the tire strategy on it. So definitely want to check that out. But with that being said, it is time. Got to get going for that 9 to 5. And here we go. I'm excited. We're getting ready. I'm waiting to see the drop right now. We're going to get a map a little bit later. You guys will see the graphic. I'll put that up on tonight's preview episode. We'll talk a little bit more about it. I'll try and find out if we're going to be doing anything funny with the prologue times like they have in other events. So it'll be interesting to see in that one. So anyway, guys, questions, comments, concerns, any of that fun stuff, drop it down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Spotify, you can comment on that as well. And if you are on any of the other podcast platforms, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube Music, any of those other ones, follow us on Chasing Waypoints at Instagram. Drop me a message there. Happy to respond as soon as I can get a chance to do so. Getting around the Dakar time, it does get a little bit hectic, but we'll work our way through them. We've got help. I'm looking forward to it. So with that being said, guys, remember, it'll make sense when you get there. Enjoy the ride.